Picture this, a set of coordinates sitting right in the middle of the ocean. No land, no ships, absolutely nothing. The nearest ship is usually hundreds of miles away. If you point at it on a map, you'd just be pointing at empty blue. The closest land is over 1,670 miles away. Right now, the International Space Station is actually passing almost directly overhead. The astronauts out there are closer to this spot than any human on Earth. And no, that is not a metaphor. This place actually has a name. It's called Point Nemo. Back in 1992, someone turned the search into straight-up math. A guy by the name Hrvoje Lukatela. He wasn't a sailor or an explorer. He just wrote a program to figure it out. The software measured the distance to every coastline on Earth. Every single line pointed to one empty spot in the ocean. It landed in the South Pacific. And when he saw it, he just stared at the screen. He named the spot after Captain Nemo. In Latin, Nemo means no one. So this became the loneliest place on Earth. The place literally called No One. Now the emptiness finally had an exact address. No one had ever gone there, and honestly, no one really needed to, because there was nothing there worth going for. Even the water around here feels strangely empty. The ocean currents actually go around it instead of through it. It's like the life itself hesitates before getting too close. No shipping routes ever cross through here either. Even the sky above it is usually empty. Sometimes the only humans nearby are the ones in orbit. And again, this isn't poetic, it's actually measured. Fall overboard here and help would never reach you in time. Below is almost 14,000 feet of water. Almost no light, almost no movement, almost no sound. Almost. Quick break. If your website is a mess, RoastWeb will tell you. Paste your URL, wait 10 seconds, and get the truth. It checks speed, SEO, mobile, trust, and explains every problem in normal English. It is free to try at roastweb.com. Then in 1997, something shattered that silence. It was so loud, sensors picked it up across the entire Pacific. They called it the Bloop. For years, nobody had any idea what made that sound. The answer was simple.
We just didn't know.
Sooner or later, every spacecraft has to come back down. They don't stay in orbit forever. And they cannot be allowed to crash where people live. So engineers look for the safest place possible. And time after time, the numbers point to the same spot. Point Nemo has become a graveyard for dead spacecraft. More than 300 of them have ended their journey here. Old space stations, cargo ships, satellites, they all come down here. In 2001, the Mir space station came crashing through the atmosphere right here. 135 tons hitting the ocean at 17,000 miles per hour. People on a nearby plane actually watched it burn up. 6 of the cargo ships ended up here too. And one day, the ISS itself will join them. It would be the biggest thing ever dropped into this graveyard. All of this is completely intentional. Space agencies have been using this zone for decades. By the numbers, it is the safest place on planet to do it. But safe does not make it feel normal. 14,000 feet down, all that wreckage is still sitting there. And no one has gone down to see it. Years later, the old mystery came back. In 2012, scientists finally gave an answer to the bloop. They think it was probably
Ice breaking of Antarctica.
The sound had traveled thousands of miles through the ocean. This place really does feel like somewhere sound goes to disappear. But a lot of people still weren't fully satisfied with that explanation. The truth is, Almost none of this deep sea floor has ever been explored. We actually map Mars better than we map this part of our own ocean. The spacecraft wreckage might be better known than the actual seabed around it. So who knows what else is really down there? Even fiction predicted something strange about this place. Jules Verne imagined a monster here decades before Point Nemo even had a name. He called it the most remote place imaginable. Turns out he was right long before we could prove it. And right now, the point is still out there, untouched. Machines from many different countries are lying together on the bottom, while astronauts pass overhead without ever seeing what's below. Most of our planet is ocean, and so much of it still remains unknown. Point Nemo isn't the end of the story. We have only just written the first chapter. Some places still know how to keep their secrets. There are more places like this out there. Subscribe and come with me to the next impossible place.